How's it going, everybody? My name is Lupe Alsidez. I am a Chicano from San Antonio, Texas. Um, I thought I would record this session um, on several platforms so I could also record the audio for my podcast. I will be making a video of this recording as well as recording the audio for my podcast. And I was trying to think of different topics that I could think about. But I thought that maybe I could start off with talking about the moving company. Some of you may or may not know that I have a moving company. And over the years, I have called it a moving service because I don't provide trucks because, long story short, DMV came in and said you can't do that anymore. So right now, all I do is provide moving labor. So I'm going to talk about how all that started, some of the cool stories behind the moving company, the moving service. And so I hope you find some form of entertainment as well as maybe some knowledge as to how some of the things that I talk about work. I've talked about them before on social media. If you follow me on social media, either under my profile name Lupe Alsidez or the company name. The name of my company is the San Antonio Movers. So when I first started back in about 2004, I used to work for a temp service, pace setters, and it, just that. And I could probably do several podcasts about pace setters because the kind of people that would go there. I remember, just a quick side note, I remember I was going to Alamo Cement and one of the workers tells me or asked me, hey, what's your story? And I said, well, what do you mean, what's my story? He said, well, you don't look like the typical workers that they send out. You don't look homeless. You don't look like a drug addict. You're actually clean. So what's your story? And I was like appalled by one, because he actually said that. But anyway, I used to work for a temp service called Paysetters, and they would send us out to different companies. 95% of the jobs that you get from a temp service like that, not all of them, because some of them focus on office jobs, but that one in particular focuses or focused on construction. So we did a lot of construction. A lot of, like I said, Alamo Cement was one of them. I actually used to like Alamo Cement because it was a different experience, especially when they did the shutdown, because you have to get certified to do like I forgot what it's called, like ditches and confined spaces. So it was cool. Plus, I got certified on ladder training, a lot of safety training classes and stuff like that. Especially when you go to some really, really cool construction companies, they do safety every single morning. So that is really, really cool. So I learned a lot of OSHA stuff, like how to properly climb. And I know you're thinking you just go up the ladder, but there's a certain safety precautions that you have to take when it comes to ladders, especially if you're climbing up really high. So I started out with a temp service, and one of the jobs that I got sent out to was not a moving company, but a furniture delivery service, and I ended up going there several times, and it was basically the same thing as helping somebody move. It was just delivering couches, tables, furniture, things of that nature, and I don't think I ever did a moving company, but we did furniture, and I was like, wow, this is so easy. And I don't remember the guy's name, but there's one guy I was so impressed with. I kid you not, you guys. This guy picks up a fucking couch by himself. And I remember I was like, fuck that. I can do that. So I went up to the couch. I stood it up And I tried to pick it up, and the guy was like, "No, don't even try it." And to this day, I still can't pick up a couch. I could do a love seat if it's light, but I can't pick up a couch. And I was so impressed, one, but after finding out what they did as far as working and how much they charged, if you know anything about the way temp services work, they usually, it's kind of like promos for those in the promo industry that happen to be viewing this video. It's just like that. They charge 3 to 4 times as much as you get paid. So back then, I think we started out about $5 an hour because minimum wage was really low back then. So I was only making about $5 an hour, and we were doing like the same jobs that the full-time employees were doing. And I was like, things like that really got the gears going. So I was thinking to myself, wow, I mean, I'm doing the same job he is, but he's making 15, $20 per hour because he's a full-time employee. Plus the temp service making 15, 10 to 15 bucks off of me, and I'm the one doing all the work. So that's what got the gears going for me. Okay. So I slowly through time. I don't remember if it took me months or if it took me years to figure out that well, not a, but there's still a website called Craigslist, but it's not as popular anymore because one, they got greedy and started charging, and two, now everybody's on Facebook, and that's another topic for another podcast if you guys want me to talk about that one too. But I slowly learned that there was a labor section on Facebook where you could advertise your services for labor. And so, and sorry if that's rude to some people, but I'm gonna be talking a lot. So the last time I tried talking a lot, my throat got dry and it just totally screwed me up. So I learned my lesson. I'm gonna have water this time, and so I'm gonna be drinking water throughout the episode. So hopefully it doesn't offend too many people. So I slowly learned that there was a labor section. So I was like, I could advertise that I could help people deliver furniture or I could help people move. Because I started looking through the ads and there was like all these people was like, I'll help you move, I'll help you move, I'll help you move. And I saw that they were charging 15, 20 bucks per hour. And I was like, whoa. Like on yesterday we saw Despicable Me and I was like, light bulb. Whoa, I could advertise that I could help you move for 15 bucks per hour. So for 1 hour working at 15 bucks per hour, that's 3 hours that I'm working for the temp service. Plus, if I work 3 hours per day, that's 45 bucks. That's a whole day working at the temp service. So boom, light bulb. I started advertising. Hey, I will help you move. And it was just strictly me. I'm a young, strong, healthy Latino male. I will help you move. So that's how I started. So I would get phone calls. Hey, can you help me move? Well, I'm at the temp service today, so I can help you tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine. I can help. I don't need to help till tomorrow anyway. So slowly, it started progressing from there. I started out just as a laborer, but oh my God, you guys, labor I did some labor jobs. I remember one job I went way out like towards Bandera, and she said we need everything in the line of sight cut down. So all the branches, all the bushes had to be cut at the fence line, so if they ran a laser, nothing was in the way. So I literally spent all day out in the sun cutting down all the branches and bushes and everything. And it took forever. And that job was interesting because I had a portable jigsaw. Two batteries ran out like halfway through the day. And one, I learned my lesson about buying cheap power tools and two, to have a backup, because I didn't have a backup. I thought I was going to be okay for the whole day. So I ended up having to drive down to the local feed store, and I bought a handheld saw. And so for the second half of the day, I was cutting branches with a huge saw. It was like that. It was arched like a bow, and then the blade was at the bottom. So I mean, it cut really good because it was brand new and it was super sharp. But I spent the whole day cutting branches with that. So slowly but surely, I started getting jobs and jobs and jobs, labor jobs, labor jobs. But then over time, it started picking up with the moving. Hey, we need a mover. Can you help us move? Well, it's a labor job. Yeah, I can help you move. We need helpers. Can you help us move? It's a labor job. Yeah, I can help you move. So it started like that with me. So the first few years it was like that. It was like that. And it wasn't like steady work. So I was still at the temp service. I was still doing other stuff. I've been bartending since I was since 2002. So I've been doing that as well. And it started picking up over the years. And trust me, it is water. I'm not gonna be doing these podcasts and videos drunk. That would be very interesting. Maybe I'll do one for fun. I don't know. But anyway, slowly over time, it started picking up. Started picking up. And then I'm the type of person that I want to know everything that it takes to make something work. So I started doing research. And this was back when they still had HTML. Now you can go to like GoDaddy and you can just, what's it called? Drag and drop your your page maker. I don't know what it's called. But to make a website, to make your web page, now you can just drag and drop. And now you can just set up a pre-made template, and you just fill in your stuff. These San Antonio movers, this is what I do, this is my phone number, blah, 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 right? So little by little, I started learning like HTML, the codes, and keywords and meta tags and all that stuff. Probably a lot of people don't know what that is anymore because you don't really need to know. But that's why I have been in business and somewhat successful throughout the years, because I knew how to word everything. That's why the name of my company is the San Antonio Movers, because 99% of the people that need help moving will Google San Antonio Movers because they're looking for movers in San Antonio, or they will Google movers in San Antonio. So those are two of my keywords: San Antonio movers and the movers in San Antonio. So I started learning that, and I started learning how to build a web page. And back when I first started, I was going to school, and I could actually do a lot of the HTML, and I learned a lot of like the page width, the page length, and like I said, the meta tags and the keywords and all that stuff. And I used to know how to do the head. When you first have a web page, inside the first paragraph or so of the HTML, the code is called the head. And I used to know how to do all of that, manipulate everything. And sometimes I would have a pre-made page, but then if it gave me access to the code, I would go in there and manipulate the code, like change the colors, change the keywords, and stuff like that, so that I could get found on Google and on Craigslist. And I started getting to the point where I was like coming up on the first page of Google, coming up on the first page of Craigslist, and I was still advertising on Craigslist because back then Craigslist was free. And then they got to where you could only put 3 ads per day. So I started a company called Lupe's Labor and Moving Services because that's what I was doing. I was doing labor and moving. So I did that. And then I was doing that for a few years, and I even had like a few t-shirts made up, just like really generic chafa stuff, white t-shirt with black print, Lupus Labor and Moving, and it had my phone number. And it didn't click at first that that was like a really long name until somebody said, wow, that's a really long name. One of my customers was like, that's a really long name. I was like, what? Really? You think so? So I decided to change it to the San Antonio Movers because, like I said, the keywords, the search engines, and all that stuff was saying that San Antonio movers was like the top search term that people use to find me. So I was like, why don't we just call it the San Antonio movers? Because I'm so full of myself that I think I'm the best. So I'm like, we're not just San Antonio movers, we're the San Antonio movers. We're like the top dogs, man. So I decided to call myself the San Antonio movers. So I have invested a little bit of money throughout the years. I have spent a little bit of money like on Google with the Google ads, Facebook and Facebook ads. Totally different subject. If you guys want me to talk about that, I can actually help you and your company get like really popular. I took an online class on social media, advertising, marketing, networking, all that stuff. But like I said, a lot of that stuff I actually already knew because I had been doing my research. I had been taking online classes, online tutorials. Google is like really good about giving you the tutorials and the little videos on how to do the search engines and how to do like the bidding and all that stuff, the click-through ads. Because there's different kinds of advertising that you can do. So I started doing that. And then I got so popular, and I'm still kind of popular because I still get phone calls from marketers and telemarketers. When I first started out, and this is one of the points that I wanted to make for this video, was that you need to know about advertising, not just from a business perspective, but from a customer perspective. Because there's companies like Better Business Bureau, Angie's List. There's another one, I forgot which one it is. Angie's List is a little bit kind of better. I'm not going to totally dog them out because they actually do a background check. Better Business Bureau does not do a background check. Just so you know, they do not do a background check. All they do is take your money. You paid to advertise to be on their website, and you paid for the little sticker that you could put on your trucks, and you paid to have a little badge that you could put on your website. I kid you not, you guys. That is the honest to God truth. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that when you turn on the news and they have a business, those businesses pay to be on TV. They don't get there's not somebody from the news researching all the moving companies is like, wow, look at all these reviews on the San Antonio movers, and they seem to be like the best ones. Let's have them on the show and talk to them. It's like, hey, tell me about you, how you started, what do you do, blah blah blah. No, they approach the company and say, hey, we'll put you on TV for $500. Just think about how much that's going to do for your company. And when you think about it, if you have the money to spend for $500, if that's going to get you like 10 customers and you charge $100 per customer, that's twice your money back. So you're going to get your money back. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but to me, it's misleading because it's making you think that we are the Better Business Bureau. We investigate these people. They don't investigate. The only time they ever investigate is if you call and complain. Hey, Lupe and his guys came in and they broke my stuff and they didn't fix it. Or they didn't repay me, or they didn't have insurance, or they weren't licensed, they weren't bonded, and that's another topic that I need to talk about too. The the Better Business Bureau will call, because they called me one time. It's like, well, this one guy came and complained to you, and I'm like, I never even heard of this person. So this person, and this is the shitty side from it, because this person tried to like slander me by calling the Better Business Bureau and saying, hey, you know, this person is complaining about you. It's like, I never even heard of that person. His name Hawk, because Hawk is a competitor. He's never been a customer. Oh, it's a competitor? Yeah. Okay, I'll make sure that I note that. So that's the only time that the Better Business Bureau does step in, is if people complain. But um, I don't even remember if they're like government. They're a government entity, or they're just like a business that calls themselves the Better Business Bureau and conducts their business and services in that aspect. I don't think it's like a legit, like they can't send the cops to your house and arrest you for ripping somebody off or whatever. They're kind of like mediators, and they will step in, but they don't really like, they don't do background checks, they don't investigate. They just like, um they only step in when somebody complains about you. So to me, calling yourself the Better Business Bureau is like, okay, Lupe, we understand that you're trying to start a company called the Better Business Bureau, so we're gonna investigate you and your company and make sure that you're legit, make sure that you're blah blah blah, whatever. No, they don't do that. All they did, and this is the honest to God truth, you guys, all they did was call me and say, hey, you started a company called the San Antonio Movers. Yeah. Well, if you give us so much money, we'll give you a sticker that says you're legit. We'll give you a badge you can put on your website that says you're legit. So it makes the public think that the Better Business Bureau was sponsoring them. It's like if I had a t-shirt on that said Coke, you think that Coke is a sponsor of the San Antonio Movers, right? If it said the San Antonio Movers and it had Coke, you would think that the Coke is sponsoring us, right? Like the athletes do, like the soccer players do. You would think that. So to me, the Better Business Bureau giving you a badge that you pay for to put on your website, it makes you look like they're supporting you and they're making you seem legit. Same thing with the news. By the news putting you on their website and on their show, calling you, and I forgot what they used to call it when I first started out, and they approached me too. It's like, hey, this is, I'm not gonna call in. There's only 4 TV stations in town. This is so and so TV station. We want to feature you on the local experts or whatever it's called. And I was like, how much is it? It's like $500 or $700 or whatever. And I was like, whoa, I ain't got that kind of money. But you're gonna make money and it's gonna promote your business. Like, yeah, but I'm one guy trying to run a company. I don't have that kind of money. So there's that. That's one thing that you guys need to know, is that somebody pushing a company does not necessarily mean that they did their research, that they investigated that company, and they made sure that that company was legit. That's one thing that you guys need to know. So, buyer beware. Okay, so that's one thing. The whole thing with licensing. The reason we stopped using trucks was because DMV came in and said, you got to stop that. So the only way, this is one thing that you guys need to know also. You guys think that if a company is licensed with the state, that means that the state did all this 25-page application, background checks, sobriety test, lie detector test, and all this bullshit. No, they don't. The only thing you have to do to be a licensed mover in the state of Texas is to pay a fee every year and register a truck. That's the only reason I could never get licensed with the state of Texas, was because I didn't own a truck. And you have to have a truck with insurance on it. When I called the insurance company, and they were like, well, you practically need to own the truck, because we can't insure a truck that you rent. And I was getting trucks from Budget because I had a commercial account with Budget, and I was getting my rates really cheap. So I had a commercial account with Budget. I was getting the trucks really cheap, so I would turn around and charge the customers to make up for the difference. Only like once or twice did I lose out because the customer totally like whatever. So DMV heard that I was renting out trucks, and they were like, no, you can't do that. We're not making any money. They didn't say that, but that's basically what it was. DMV came to my house. Hey, we heard that you're renting trucks under your company name. Yeah, and? Well, we're not making any money because you're not registered with the state of Texas as a licensed mover, so you can't do that. Well, I rent my trucks with Budget, and Budget has insurance. Well, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You can't do that. Why not? You said that the truck has to have insurance. Yeah. When I rent the truck from Budget, they charge me 2 different insurances. Well, we don't care. We're not making any money off of you, so stop. Okay, well, how do I do it then? Well, and this is honest to God. The 2 people that came into my house, they told me the exact same thing. We know how to do it. We just can't tell you. You tell me that's not bullshit. You tell me that's not bullshit. And yes, I'm calling Texas DMV out because they told me we know how to do it. We're just not going to tell you. Because we would rather you spend money to buy a truck to be able to insure the truck. And I called every insurance company I could find. I called every insurance company in the phone book. They don't have phone books anymore, but I still called them. And they all told me the same thing. We can't issue insurance for like 1 day. Now, if you had a truck that you used full time and you rented a truck from budget, then maybe we could. So that's kind of an option, and it still is an option that I could like rent a truck on my own, or like if I started to buy a pickup truck, I could insure that pickup truck, and then every time that I went out to budget to rent a truck, I just called the insurance company and said, hey, I'm getting a truck from budget today. Can you put that on the policy for this 1 day? Sure, why not? So that was the thing about licensing with the state of Texas. They told me no, we're not making any money. And this is the way I see it. Since they're not making any money off of me, they don't want me to make any money for myself. So I don't care if this upsets or offends or insults anybody, but the state of Texas, the government, punishes you for being self-employed. They punish you for trying to be a small business owner. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody who has ever filed taxes as a small business owner. You automatically get taxed. Not rewarded, you get taxed for being self-employed. You should be getting rewarded. You should be getting like all these pats on the back. Hey, good for you. Good for you for doing what we hypocrites tell you to do. Work for yourself. All these people are out there saying, be self-employed. Start your own company. Do it for yourself. Do it by yourself. But the government is going to turn around and fuck you for trying to be self-employed. So that's that. Now, there's the whole thing about licensing and bonding. I mean, insurance and bonding. A lot of people don't know about this one either, but I was calling around when I first started, and I was looking in to like what do you need? So you get this long list. You have to be licensed, you have to be insured, you have to be bonded, you have to have a truck, you have to have blankets, you have to have dollies, and if you want it to be like so hardcore and legit, dude, they have these cardboard little things that you could put on the doors. So if you accidentally bump into the door, it protects the door. You could put little runway carpet things. I don't know what it's called, but little pathways for when you're going with the dolly. And I know you're probably thinking, that's like way too much. But if you've ever used a dolly and you see the tracks that it leaves when you're going in and out of a house, it protects the floor. And if you have like really nice floor, it's worth it. So anyway, so I was looking into everything. I was even looking into marketing. I was even looking into how much the bullshit costed with Better Business Bureau, to be on Angie's List, to be on all these other companies, on the news and all that stuff. And I'm gonna say one thing about just real quick side note, you guys. If a company does advertise for their services and you ask them how much do you charge, you got to take into consideration that they're paying themselves, they're paying the staff, and they're paying for stuff like marketing, advertising, office supplies, and all that shit. So if you're too cheap to pay what they're charging, don't barter with them. Don't, oh, wow, $30, that's way too much. Can you do 20? No, fuck you. If you can't afford it, do it your damn self. Because they have to pay for all of that shit. They have to pay for advertising, marketing, office supplies. They have to pay their staff. And guess what? If I'm with those $30, I pay everybody else, and I'm left with shit. What's the point in doing it? What's the point of doing it? So if you can't afford to pay somebody to do something for you, do it your damn self. That's all I'm gonna say. because I have had two people rip me off, and shame on them, one, and two, if they couldn't afford to pay me, they should have done it themselves. So I was calling around, calling around, calling around. I was doing my research. I was making lists. I mean, I still have. I was looking through my stuff, and I'm another quick side note. I'm a little bit of a hoarder. That I still have a lot of the research that I was doing. I have my business plan. I have like all the research that I was doing. Small business administration. Some of the different banks. What their loan process was and requirements. I mean, I have a lot of that stuff. A lot of the marketing and advertising stuff. I still have all that stuff. Why haven't I thrown it away? Because it's going to come in handy if I decide to make this thing bigger, or if I do decide to actually invest in a truck. So I was doing all my research, right? And I found out that when I called the insurance place, she basically told me that insurance and bonding is practically the same thing. So for all of you people that, oh, this guy is insured and bonded, he's better than you. Not really. It's just that, one, they can afford to pay for the insurance and the bonding. Two, guess what? Somebody's got to pay for that. So when you're figuring out how much to charge customers, oh, well, I need to charge them this much and this much because they want somebody who's insured and bonded. She basically told me that insurance is just about the same as bonding. The difference is, like me, for me being a moving company, if I go in, pick up your TV and it breaks, the insurance will pay for that. The bonding covers me if one of my helpers goes in, sees the jewelry box, takes your wedding ring or your class ring, puts it in their pocket, and when you get home and open that jewelry box up and say, hey, that one piece of jewelry is missing, they must have robbed me. That's where the bonding comes in. It's kind of like insurance, but it covers the cost in a different aspect. So that's the way it was explained to me. Insurance is practically the same thing as bonding. So, like I said, if you want those things, be prepared to pay for them. So I've had people that call and say, hey, how much do you charge? I charge this much. Whoa, that's way too much. This guy's over here charging $10 an hour. So go with him. But guess what? One, you're not going to get the experience. Two, you're not going to get the awesome customer service that I provide because, like I said on the other one of my other videos, I haven't made a podcast about customer service yet, but on one of my social media videos, I talk about customer service and how I try to treat my customers the way I want to be treated. So I'm not going to go into your house with dirty shoes and say, where the fuck is the couch, you lazy piece of shit? That you could have done yourself, but you hired me to do it for you. No, it's like, hi, my name is Lupe. I'm with the San Antonio Movers. This is my helper, so and so. We came to help you move. You said that your main concern was the couch. Where's the couch at? So we can look at it and see, blah, 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 whatever, right? We know how to get things in and out of a doorway. We know how to do things like the other day we did a refrigerator. We had to take the refrigerator practically totally apart because it didn't fit through the door. Now, if you hire somebody that doesn't know how to open the door, how to take off the doors of the refrigerator, and sometimes you can actually open the doors like that and maneuver the refrigerator out of the front door so you don't have to take them apart or it doesn't come apart. If the guys that you hire don't know how to do that, guess what? Something's going to get fucked up. Either your door to the house or the door to your refrigerator. That's the kind of stuff that you have to think about. I've been doing this since 2004, and I am kind of promoting the business right now. That's why I'm making this video, and that's why it's going to be titled "The San Antonio Movers: The History of." You have to take into consideration, you guys, experience, customer service, knowledge, skill. Um, I totally was like tired the last job that we did, so I forgot my tools, but We came back and picked up the tools and went back to the job. But I have tools. We have dollies that we can use. I used to have blankets when we used to provide the truck. We used to have blankets, appliance dollies. There's different dollies, guys. That's another thing that you may or may not know. There are different dollies. It's not just that some of them are more expensive. Some of them do different things. Like just a regular dolly will be just like that, just a regular dolly, and some of them have handles on the back, some of them don't, and some of them will stand up. So the regular dolly will go upright, but then there's the kind that you can lay down and extend it so you could put boxes on it and you could put more stuff on it. Those are actually good for like doing a lot of boxes and things of that nature. Then there's appliance dollies. Like if you're gonna do like a refrigerator, a safe, something that's really huge, a huge armoire or dresser, having an appliance dolly really helps, especially the kind that have the strap like we had. It has a strap that you could strap it to the dolly, so it keeps the refrigerator from falling off the dolly. And like I said, if you don't know these things, it's good to know because we have learned that when it comes to angles and inclines, having the strap is a good thing. And we've gotten to the point like the refrigerator that we did the last time. My nephew, who has been helping me the longest out of everybody, he knows to stand by the refrigerator going down the dolly because it could tilt, especially if you see a little bit of an incline and you're going opposite or perpendicular to that incline. Shit can we dropped something one time, or almost dropped something one time, but it was strapped and it like started tilting and stuff like that. So you have to take into consideration. Do your research. I have said this before on the Facebook San Antonio Movers webpage, Facebook page, whatever. Do your research. Don't just Google San Antonio Movers and call the first person that you see and say, boom, I'm going to go with this guy because he sounds like you know what he's talking about. Even if it's me, when people tell me I'm going to call around, it's like, psh, I hope you do. Don't be stupid and just call the first person. When you go to buy a pair of pants, you don't just boom, whatever. You try them on. You look at the pants. You check to see if they're long enough. If you don't try them on, you at least look to see the size. You don't just grab a pair of pants and say, I'm taking these without checking the size, without checking to see if they're stained, to check for holes, or, well, now the kids are wearing them with holes, but you check to make sure that that's what you want and it's quality. So when you look for somebody to hire, don't just call the first person that you see. Look for reviews and look for how long they've been in business. Look for how long they've been doing stuff and how much experience they have. Ask them, how much experience do you have? I will straight up tell you, I've been doing this since 2004. Even if I only did one job per month, that's 12 jobs per year. That's what, 16 years that I've been doing this? That's a pretty decent amount of experience. So I don't mind that people tell me that they're going to call around, and especially when they call back and they say, yeah, either that guy sounded like an idiot, that guy didn't sound like he knew what he was talking about, or you actually gave pretty competitive prices. Because I've had people call and say, and I know this because when I was doing my research, there's a software out there that you can buy that will tell you you can charge per flight of stairs, you could charge for using a dolly, you can charge for, this is fucking ridiculous, guys, you can charge for having a park far from the person's apartment. So like if I go to Stone Oak area and they have a fifth floor apartment, I can charge for 4 flights of stairs, because after the first flight, 1, 2, 3, 4, after the first flight I can charge, so that's 4 extra flights of stairs. I can charge for using my own dolly. And if there's no parking close by and I have to park 100 feet away, I can charge for that. They have software for that. The one that I thought was cool was the software will actually tell you how much to charge. So I can go into your house and measure everything and put it into the software, and the software will tell me, it's like, yeah, this is going to take up this much space in the truck. This is the truck that you need, so charge them X amount of money. People don't think about stuff like experience, background, knowledge, skill, the tools. The last job that we did, they had nothing ready. The refrigerator wasn't turned off, it wasn't unloaded, it wasn't unplugged, the washer and dryer weren't disconnected, the water wasn't turned off. If you don't know these things and you're gonna hire somebody, ask. It's like, well, I have a refrigerator that is connected to the water and an ice machine. What do I need to know, or what do I need to do? Can you disconnect it? Ask them that. Because if I would have gone in doing that job and I didn't know how to disconnect the refrigerator, how to disconnect the washer and dryer, I would have been screwed. If I didn't have the proper tools, and that's another thing that experience has gotten me. Over the years, I have learned, what tools do I need? What do I need to do to disconnect it? What do I need to know to disconnect it? And what do I need to know to transport the washer, dryer, the refrigerator, and things of that nature? These are things that your professional should know. These are the things that you should ask your professional if they should know. So when you go into a bakery, you automatically assume that the person knows how to bake a cake, unless you know that they've been running that bakery for years. But if you hire a mover that you've never met, you've never known before, unless somebody refers you to them, how do you know that they know what they're doing? How do you know that they have the knowledge, the skills, the experience, the tools to do what they're going to do or have to do to help you move? And this is the one point that I love to make, you guys. You are not only are you inviting these people into your home, you're asking these people to handle your property, your personal belongings. I don't have expensive stuff, but if something happened to that TV, I would be upset, because I don't really have the money to replace it, unless you just don't care. It's like, hey, yeah, just throw everything in the fucking truck. If it gets broken, it gets broken. I need to replace it anyway. 99% of the people that we have helped move, nobody has ever said that. Nobody has ever said, just, fuck it. If it gets broken, it gets broken. So think about that, you guys. You are asking these people to come into your home. You're inviting these people to come into your home. You're asking these people, hey, take my couch, take my clothes, take my refrigerator, take my stove, take my washer and dryer. You're asking these people to take your stuff, and you're not going to do what you need to do to know that you can trust these people? Oh, yeah. Let's finish off with a few stories about competitors. And yes, I'm doing the quotes because these guys could not compete with me, but they were in the moving service. So one of the ways that I started helping people move was because I did have a pickup truck back in 2006. No, 2004. Yeah, when I first started, I did have a pickup. And I was advertising on Craigslist, and this one idiot, fucking moron, Hawk, and I hope you're listening, Joto. Hawk approaches me. I got a phone call one morning. It's like, hey, I just Lupe. Hey, man, I see that you advertise, and I kid you not, that's how the fucking idiot talks. Hey, I see that you advertise as labor and mover. I was like, yeah, who the fuck is this? Well, my name's Hawk. I do labor and moving too. I see you got a pickup truck. I could sure use your help, boy. Well, nah, I'm cool helping, doing my own thing. Look at here, before you hang up, Mexican.
I'll tell you what. I get fucking idiots that are too lazy to go pick up a TV from HEB or Walmart down at the fucking liquor store. They buy a TV, right? I charge them $100. These fucking idiots are stupid enough and lazy enough to pay for it. So I charge them $100 to go pick it up. Well, guess what? I'll give you $20 to help me with it. I said, that's pendejo. The fuck out of here. You want me to use my truck to help you go pick up? Okay, Mexican. Okay, Mexican. How about $30? I said, look, bitch, if we're using my truck, I'm getting 60 and you get 40. And you're helping me. Oh, shit, Mexican. You drive a good bargain, but I'll take it because I'd rather make $40 than no money. So that's how that conversation went. Few days had passed by and I didn't hear from the pendejo again. But then he called me about a week later. It's like, hey, Lupe, this is the pendejo. How you doing, buddy? You ready to make some money? It's like, yeah, I guess, man. What's up? And I think it was either raining that day or I just didn't go to the temp service or whatever. He says, well, I got this customer on the phone right now. They're willing to pay us $100 to go pick up a TV. You ready to make that money? Because I know you Mexicans like money. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the way he talked because he had a weird fucking creepy voice. So I was like kind of skeptical and I was like, yeah, I guess, man. I guess I can help you. I mean, I'm not doing anything today, so I'd rather make a few bucks than no bucks. Okay, well, let me see what this pendejo says. And if they're willing to pay, because 99% of the time they're too lazy and stupid to pick up their own shit, and they're willing to pay money to have me do it for them. So I'll let you know what they say. And it pissed me off that day because he was going back and forth. They said yes, they said no, they said yes, they said no. I said, you know what, dude? Don't fucking call me. Don't fucking call me. You're a fucking idiot. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Hey, Lippy, don't be talking to me like that. I said, bitch, please, don't fucking talk to me like that. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? You know who the fuck I am? So he tried to talk shit to me, and we started off on bad terms. Okay, we started off on bad terms. So I told him to fuck off. He told me to fuck off. So, when Hawk first started advertising on Craigslist, if anybody remembers this, you will fucking laugh. He used to advertise himself as the muscle. Call the muscle. We will help you move. Or whatever the fuck he would say. But that's how he called himself, the muscle. And it would annoy the shit out of me because I don't know how this son of a piece of crap would do it, but when Craigslist first started letting people advertise for free, you could only advertise 3 times per day. But this piece of shit figured out a way to advertise every 5 fucking minutes. This piece of shit, man. So you would see like 20 fucking ads from this piece of shit every day. It's like these idiots think that customers are so stupid that they're going to call the first and only number that they see and that's all they're going to do. I know they don't do that because they tell me I'm going to call around. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to threaten you. And I'm not going to tell you to not call other people. I encourage it. So this dumbass would advertise a shitload of times a day, thinking that people would be stupid enough to only call him and nobody else. So he pissed me off. He pissed me the fuck off. I was already pissed off by the way he talked to me that day. So it pissed me off even more that he was advertising way too fucking much. So it pissed me off. I said, you know what? This motherfucker pissed me off. I'm going to post an ad. Called the real muscle. This is how much of a fucking loser this asshole was. These idiots would stalk Craigslist and monitor. These idiot losers would monitor. This is how pathetic and fucking dumbass they are. They would monitor the ads. Dude, I kid you not. As soon as that
listing went live, he called me. Lupe, this is hot. What the fuck's wrong with you, boy? You better take that ad down. Or what? You don't want to find out or what, boy? I said, you know what, Hawk? This is my address. I fucking welcome you. I invite you. As a matter of fact, I dare you to come to my fucking house, bitch. I dare you to come to my fucking house. Not only did the fucking pussy never show up, he fucking threatened to send people to my house. Hawk, don't threaten to send people to my house. You're gonna talk shit, bitch? You come kick my ass. I don't have to, Lupe, because I'm a piece of shit. I'll go send somebody over to your house. Fuck you, Joto. Long story short, the piece of shit never showed up. The piece of shit never sent anybody to my house. The piece of shit was too much of a pussy to come talk to me face to face. Because I would have slapped the shit out of him. As soon as he would have said, my name is Hawk, I would have slapped his ass. Then I would have beat his ass down the fucking stairs because I used to live upstairs at the second floor. So, that's how that conversation went. He fucking didn't like, one, he was stalker, loser, monitoring the ads, and these fucking idiots would flag you. This is another thing that pissed me off. I found out that these piece of shit assholes would flag you so they would be the only pussy ass faggot losers on Craigslist. Hawk and all the other bitch ass faggot ass piece of shit movers calling themselves San Antonio movers. Anybody who helps you move in San Antonio is a San Antonio mover. You can't call that your company name, you fucking dumbass. That's anybody who helps you move in San Antonio. Anybody who helps you move is a San Antonio mover. If I'm a bartender in San Antonio, I'm a San Antonio bartender. I can't call myself San Antonio bartenders. Fucking idiots. That's why I called my name the San Antonio movers. So these fucking idiots would flag you so they would be the only fucking dumbasses on Craigslist. Then they started threatening me. Some of these fucking pussy ass little... Oh, and I forgot the other fucking Joto's name. That he actually called and threatened me one time. I was like, bitch, this is my address. I'm going to go out on the fucking porch and wait for you. Never showed up. Harassing me. Threatening me. Flagging my ads. Trying to slander me. These fucking little bitches would post ads on Craigslist. Talking shit about the San Antonio movers. That's how much of a fucking lowlife these fucking losers are. Because I'm pretty sure you're still a fucking loser, Hawk, and all you other fucking piece of shits that tried to fucking put me out of business. And the main reason that I refuse to stop running the moving service is because of that. Because I want to fucking put it in their fucking face that I'm still here, bitch. Fucking lowlife. Fucking Hawk's Joto ass is probably on the south side on Pleasanton Street selling his fucking ass for $10 to buy his fucking crack. Piece of shit. So that was like the worst thing that ever happened while trying to run this moving company, moving service, is these fucking losers trying to fucking slander me, trying to harass me, trying to threaten me. I'm still here, bitch. All of you motherfuckers, I'm still here. So, when you research a company, you should do your research. You should ask questions. And that was another thing about the advertising. Companies like Yelp, I hate Yelp. I will never fucking use Yelp ever again because I used to have a shitload of reviews on Yelp, right? They came to me and said, hey bro, like we're fucking friends and shit. You want to be on Yelp? It's like, I'm already on Yelp. Yeah, but nobody could see your reviews. I'm like, I just saw them and I approved them. Well, we're hiding them because you're not paying for that shit. We're only going to allow 1, 2, or 3, however fucking many reviews they want because you're not paying. Wait, you want me to pay to let people see my free reviews? Yeah, we're going to hide them. We're not going to let people see that shit. Fuck Yelp. Fuck Yelp. Fuck Yelp. They fucking hid my ads because I wouldn't pay for that shit. So when you think that piece of shit websites like Yelp are actually good, they're not. They're not. The only two that I really, really trust are Google and Facebook. Because Google does not hide my reviews. Facebook does not hide my reviews. The bad part about Facebook is I have asked people to leave me reviews and they'll leave a post which nobody ever sees. You have to leave a review so that people, when they go look at the San Antonio Movers on Facebook, they will see that Mr. So and so said this and that about our company. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's been like pulling teeth to get people to leave reviews. I've like practically harassed people. It's like, hey, can you leave a review? Yeah, yeah, send me an email. Boom, sent the email. Never saw the review. Hey, I hate to bother you, but you said you were gonna leave a review and you still haven't. And I never got that review. But that's something that you guys should know. If you have any questions, comments, remarks, you want to talk about stuff, like I said, I know a lot about running a business. I know a lot about the marketing, and I know a lot about advertising. I know a lot about the SEO, uh, search engines, things like that. I do have a website. If you look up thesanantoniomovers.com, I have a personal website, lupealsidez.com. That one I'm not pushing too much right now because I haven't really been doing too much. But I am going to be pushing that one pretty soon since I did start the podcast and I am doing this, trying to do it on a more regular basis. But if you have anything that you want to talk about, discuss or whatever, or if you know where Hawk is at and you want to go kick his ass, feel free to hit me up. If you are Hawk, kiss my ass, Joto. Um, Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys thought about this podcast. Like I said, my name is Lupe Alsidez from San Antonio, Texas, owner, operator, number one mover of the San Antonio Movers. Like I said, you can look up the San Antonio Movers on Google or Facebook, thesanantoniomovers.com. If you want to talk about anything, let me know. I always like to end with God bless each and every one of you. Um, Spread love and positivity always. And thank you for listening.